Our complex social tools of production make and do things. And, more importantly, make and do things the people want, regardless of what might be regarded as their consumerist triviality. No centrally planned economy produces a selection of shampoos or toothbrushes or automatic watch winders or kite surfing kites or lightweight bicycles or video games. A haughty-minded and judgmental social justice advocate might dismiss such hyper-production as trivial, but is still very likely to spend hours per day texting his or her friends desirable political cliches on expensive iPhones and Androids. One man's meat is another man's poison. And it is by no means clear who should judge whether something that someone else desires may be acceptably produced in a world where absolute privation still exists. Because our hierarchical organizations make and do things that people want, and because people differ in their competence in doing so, different people experience different demand for their services. We adjudicate such demand with pay. This is the alternative to slavery. If you are producing things that people want, then you are entitled to charge what people are willing to pay for your services, or to refuse to provide such services at your whim if you choose. You get this privilege because what you provide for other people has value, and it is therefore useful for other people to encourage you to continue to provide it. They don't have to buy what you're offering either, any more than you have to produce it. Although that's not the very definition of freedom, it certainly constitutes an important element of freedom. Because some people are more competent at making or doing those things, they can demand a higher price for their participation. This is because of what they're offering, not because of what they intrinsically deserve. Let's say it again. It isn't what you deserve for intrinsic reasons that determines your outcome. It's the worth that others attribute to your offerings. Think of an offering on eBay. No seller says, I am Azerbaijan, and my mother has Alzheimer's, and I'm not well educated, but I'm tall and strong, although not very attractive, and I was bullied as a child, but I'm quite musical, although I only have one friend, and I'm slightly overweight and prone to anxiety, so you have to pay me $50 for my second-hand crock pot. They say, instead, I have this item, and you don't care who I am, and I don't care who you are, except that I will describe it honestly and ship it, and you will pay for it if we can agree on a mutually beneficial price. That's trade. The reward runs both ways. Trade is not charity. Trade is mutually beneficial. Trade does not and cannot rectify historical or biological injustices. It can only partly and momentarily satisfy the people engaged in the particular trade, because the problem of distribution is so complex that it has to be outsourced to the collective intelligence. No person, group of persons, or imaginable computational device can perform the calculations of price. The measurements can't even be made. This is because the price of anything is dependent on the price of everything else. And to make it worse, is always shifting. Flawed as the free market system is, we don't have anything better.